Hey, I went ahead and built a foot bench for the pallet bed. Check it out.
I had already pre-cut all of my pieces, and since this was kind of my first design, I went ahead and just dry fit it all and try to determine exactly how I wanted it to go back together. In this case, you can see I'm actually marking some of these as well. I'm putting numbers on them so they correspond with the pieces on the other side of the bench. So that way I don't get them confused, because a lot of these pieces pretty much look the same. And I'm going to go ahead and put the dowel rods in here and just glue them in place. And once that sets up, we'll move on to the next phase.
We've got the dowels in, they're glued in place. They've already set up. We're gonna go ahead and put these back braces on. This is again for the bottom side of the bench. So these are actually just gonna hold everything completely where I want it, and then I'll be able to put the legs on. I've got them to where I pre-drilled for 3 dowels. You can actually see I have 3 dowel holes on both sides. I'm numbering these to make sure that they went matched up. I'll line this one and that one are completely separate. So I'm just gonna line it up with the dowel rod holes, get that set in place, and then I'll be able to drill it as well. I've actually went ahead and countersunk 3 holes here opposing, so I put dowel rods in, kind of hold it in place temporarily. I'm going to glue those, and then at the same time go ahead and screw it. So those are in place now. Now just make sure everything is aligned. Drill these a little deeper. I just basically wanted these to sink down deep enough to where they have a good bite in the 2x4 here. I wanted the head to end up about halfway in the stud. So this will give me a good bit of hold on this, and it'll hold a good bite in the actual boards, and that'll give all the glue time to set up and hold everything in place. That looks messy. All right, those are all set. I'm gonna flip it over and just let it sit like this. That way any of the glue come to the bottom so nothing gets to the finish side. So you can see this is gonna be the seat of the bench. Once this sets up, we'll go ahead and get the legs on. So the glue's set up. I just wanna show you what I did on this side before I put the legs up. So I cut these both at a 45-degree angle. I'm using dowels. You can see these dowels in place here. The dowels just hold it temporarily in place. So once I have the dowel in place, these actually slide into the hole I pre-drilled. So this one goes in here, so you can see it kind of slides into place there. But that's really just to hold it in place until the glue sets up, and then I'll go ahead and put screws in as well. So this is what it's going to look like on the other side as well. Everything glued and screwed in place. I clamped on these boards. I've already cut these to the distance I wanted for the correct height for my bench. I did clamp on the back side that holds these three together. I drilled through those already and just have some dowel rods holding it in place. So with the clamp down here and the clamp here, I'm going to go ahead and drill some pilot holes. Basically these screws I'm using are self-drilling, but at the same time the shaft here is pretty long without any type of threads. So I just want to make sure it's not going to pop or anything at this point in the project. So I'm going to drill some pilot holes in here and then screw it in, and I may put the dowel rods in for some extra support after the fact. But I'll go ahead and put these in and then start on the other side. Let me show you what I've got set up on the other side as well. This side I actually put dowel rods between these, just kind of keeping the spacing correct for all of these. Did the same thing up top so they have the same distance going up and down. I did clamp them up here and I clamped them in here just to hold everything together while I do my drilling. Drill the pilot holes from the other side, glue in the dowels, and then I'll come around and do these pilot holes here, put these screws in place. Got the bench done. The design was mainly to try to match the rustic look of the pallet bed. My daughter wanted it this way, and so that's the design I made her. She asked for what she wanted, and I just put it together. Got the gaps pretty much right in here. She didn't want to see any supports on these, and she wanted minor corners on the side. So I was able to pull that off, keep the supports up underneath, make sure it's structural and sound. Fun project overall. Hope you enjoyed it.